Last weekend, and let's have a look at the side that Mikel Arteta charges with getting back to winning ways. David Raya starts again for the 8th consecutive Premier League game. For the first time in the Premier League this season, Ben White misses out. He's got a knock, so back comes Alexander Zinchenko with Takehiro Tomiyasu switching to the right. The same midfield three has started against both Newcastle and Sevilla. Kai Havertz has 3 in his 4 games against Burnley during his Chelsea days. Bukayo Saka's extraordinary powers of recovery again in evidence. He's ready to go 4 days after he limped off here against Sevilla. And Leandro Trossard gets the nod over Eddie Nketiah up top. Nketiah takes his place on the bench along with 3 teenagers who come through the Arsenal academy. Vincent Kompany goes with an unchanged side for the first time this season. James Trafford, and ever present in the Burnley goal. Amin Al-Dakil doesn't feature today, so another start for Jordan Bayer at the heart of the defence, despite his costly slip against Crystal Palace last week. Josh Brownhill in that Burnley team, who won here 3 years ago. No return for Josh Cullen then, who is available after suspension. Jay Rodriguez also started that 1-0 win in February 2020 here. He starts back-to-back Premier League games for the first time this season. So Josh Cullen back on the bench, as is his Republic of Ireland international teammate Michael Obafemi, who features in a matchday squad for the first time this season after injury. It is the 11th day of the 11th month today, Armistice Day, and ahead of kickoff we will all pay our respects here at the Emirates. Petty Officer Physical Training Liam Saunders from the Royal Navy, Commander Sharon Evla Hall from the Royal Air Force, and Trooper Darren Wells representing the Army, the Reef Carriers. And shortly we will have the Ode of Remembrance read by Karen Smart, the Chief Operations Officer here at Arsenal, who served for 23 years in the Royal Air Force.
But first, we hand over to our Chief Operations Officer, Karen Smart. Before joining Arsenal, Karen served for 23 years.
Bei Stuttgart gegen Borussia Dortmund. Die Stuttgarter sogar 27 Tore bisher.
Karen Smart will now read the Oath of Remembrance.
They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, we will remember them.
Well, 14 days since Arsenal were last here in Premier League action, and I think it's fair to say a lot of water has gone under the bridge since then. Tricky times on the road at West Ham in the Cup, where they crashed out, and Newcastle more recently last weekend in the league. But back here, all appears rosy.
For me, is one simple reason, is that they played very well against Crystal Palace, and the individual errors, the sloppy goals that were given away was just not a reflection on what that game was. The chances Burnley created, how they played. I thought he was really pleased with the performance, and obviously the result was a disaster in that sense. So he's given them another go, and I understand that, because I think if he can get a similar tune out of the players this afternoon, we could have a really good game on our hands.
Here's Tomiyasu, who was taken off as a precaution at half-time here on Wednesday night against Sevilla. Matt, you were here for that one. Yes. Something of a stroll for Arsenal in the end, wasn't it?
It almost wasn't a game, Bill, to be honest. Sevilla turned up in the first half and didn't lay a glove, just shadow boxed the whole time. It was very comfortable for Arsenal.
Tomiyasu. I'll need to keep an eye on him. He's throughout his first taste of the Premier League this season, the 19-year-old Italian proved to be one of the more impressive performers.
I think that's an interesting matchup. Tomiyasu, Koleosho. I think there's going to be quite a few little 1v1 situations, both of them quite light and agile in terms of where they twist and turn, but Koleosho's got a lovely burst of pace and power. Tomiyasu, who's going to have to be on his game.
Gabriel. Well, for Arsenal, none of the rotation that they had for their last home Premier League game against Sheffield United. Most of the big guns out there. The headline bit of team news, the fact that Ben White misses a Premier League game for the first time. Picked up a knock in the Champions League and didn't recover sufficiently, and no need to take any risk with Tomiyasu available. Here is the Japanese international.
Bro, what's your close mouth?
F2.
I don't believe in love.
DJ Franco.
So why would I try? Why waste time on somebody's daughter? I'll get out my funds and fly up the bike.
That one there was a violation.
DJ F2.
I've been trying to recover, but this old tight shit been driving me insane.